Yesterday, shooting occurred at Bar Lucci. One went down at the scene.
I'm going to be Padme from Star Wars, and my boyfriend's going to be
October
Anakin.
31st.
I'm going to be Tinkerbell. I'm going to be a pirate.
I'm either going to be a detective or a...
Federal judge's ruling challenges the Trump administration's stance on SNAP benefits. Learn how this affects those benefits.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Good evening, good Friday evening, Portage County, and thank you for tuning in to KSTV at 6 p.m. I'm Lexi Blatnick.
And I'm Amelia Hernandez. We begin tonight with coverage from Bar Lucci. Kent Police Department arrested 19-year-old Jack Massey after he discharged a handgun last night at Bar Lucci here in Kent. Police who were close to the scene responded to the shooting and secured the area. However, Massey had already fled.
People inside Bar Lucci on North Water Street. The bar staff recognized that there were a lot of people in there and decided they wanted to clear some people out. During that time, a lot of people moving, there became some pushing and shoving started. And during that pushing and shoving, somebody pulled out a gun and fired off at least one round.
What is an Akron resident who's been on parole with the Akron Police Department for felonious assault, the same crime he will be charged with here in Kent, and is due for court.
Try to let the little things kind of roll off your back a little bit. If somebody bumps into you in a bar, if somebody pushes you or something like that, let it roll off your back. Don't engage it. Walk away. These things that we allow to escalate as just humans out in public, when we allow things to escalate, bad things happen.
As you might know, students at Kent State take Hollow weekends pretty seriously.
KSTV's very own Sophia Elena was able to sit down and ask KSU students their favorite things about the holiday. Sophia?
That's right, guys. Happy Halloween, Portage County. This is for many the best holiday of the year, where most of their favorite childhood and college memories belong. For Kent students, it is no different. And I talked to a couple of them to understand what Halloween means and what they're planning.
From Star Wars, and my boyfriend's going to be Anakin.
I'm going to be Tinkerbell. I'm going to be a pirate.
I'm either going to be a detective or a dead bride.
Halloween has arrived at Kent State, filling campus with energy and creativity. Students are dressing up, planning parties, and making the most out of the fall season.
I would say watching scary movies, pumpkin carving, or like pumpkin painting.
It's fun dressing up as different characters and just like getting free candy is always nice.
Beyond costumes and candy, this holiday brings nostalgia, reminding students of some of their favorite memories from when they were children.
Always after we would sort our candy, and I had allergies, so I just trade the stuff that I couldn't have, and then I'd get all my favorites.
I would eat pumpkin seeds with my dad and my sister, and we would be super cozy.
Now in college, a new kind of excitement is offered. A break from classes and a chance to show off creativity in a whole new way.
I think it's a big deal because it's one night where you get to dress up and kind of be something other than yourself in a way.
Might be a little bit too old for trick-or-treating, but there's still a lot of fun that can come from this holiday. From costumes to candy, students are making the season both spooky and a little bit sweet. For KSTV, I'm Sophia Elena.
Though Kent is a college town, the city is providing families a night of fun. Main Street in Kent is hosting a family-friendly Halloween. Families are able to take their children trick-or-treating and grab dinner downtown. Participating venues include popped caramel popcorn and handmade chocolates, Forest Plant Market, and Belleria. The event begins at 5 p.m. and ends at 7.
It's the season of All Hallows Eve, so you better believe that it's time to hit the streets for trick-or-treat. Most trick-or-treat on the 31st. However, some communities choose to host their events on the weekend for more convenience. For Saturday, Ashtabula celebrates from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. For Olmsted, it's 6 p.m. to 8, and in Hudson, They will be trick-or-treating today from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Your first forecast on Kent Stater TV.
Welcome to your first weather report for tonight. Let's see what's going on in the weather tonight. Today, it's looking around the low 50s here, with Toledo being around 51 degrees, down to Columbus around 52, Cincinnati around 53. Looking at Athens at 52. Akron-Canton area, it's going to be around 50 degrees, and Pittsburgh is also going to be around 50 degrees. So a little chilly, a little brisk out, so, you know, wrap up. Let's zoom in here, and we'll see that Ashtabula is probably going to be around the lower side here, along with Mansfield at 46 degrees. And we're going to have Sandusky and Cleveland and Worcester at 51, with Youngstown at 48, Akron-Canton area at 50, and Kent at 48. Now, if we look today at today's hourly forecast, today at 8 p.m., it's going to be around 45 degrees, and then it's going to go all the way down just to 43 degrees, so not that much of a change, but still it is very brisk, so you definitely want to wrap up tonight. It will be very cold. It's that fall weather. Low rain percent chance, so don't have to worry about that. Today is looking like 52 degrees with rain showers. The wind is going to be around 17 miles an hour, and the humidity around 69%. All right, that's it for your first weather report. Be sure to stay tuned to see what's happening later this week.
Ohio has new congressional map lines, shifting several blue districts to lean more red. The new map is being called a compromise by both GOP and Democratic leaders on the Ohio Redistricting Commission, or ORC. The ORC passed the map 7-0. The map is making several changes in key races in various districts and will be used for the next 6 years.
The apparent shutdown of SNAP food assistance is imminent, leading local food pantries and their visitors to brace for impact. CNN's Ivan Rodriguez has more.
With the looming pause of SNAP benefits, Elizabeth Orbell is preparing by collecting groceries at a food pantry run by Must Ministries outside of Atlanta.
I will not be getting those SNAP benefits come the 1st of November, so I came and checked in to see if it was my time to shop for groceries.
Food stamps will not be issued next month, but exactly when beneficiaries will feel the impact varies, since states typically provide the benefits on a rolling basis during the month. While some, like Elizabeth, will miss their payments as soon as this weekend, others won't be hit until later in November.
I do have some friends, and we were talking about it, and we thinking about, putting our groceries together, and maybe everybody eat from one household to try to stretch the food, because we don't want to see nobody hungry.
Nearly 42 million people received food stamps in May, according to the latest USDA data. With the incoming pause of SNAP benefits, Ike Reichard, president and CEO of Must Ministries, says more people are asking for help.
We saw 2.5 times more people than we normally would see in a day, and it's people gearing up for what's coming.
How are you guys preparing to handle and take on that need?
Well, we knew that it was coming. You are dealing with Congress, and when you're dealing with Congress and politics, sometimes policy takes precedence over people. So we started gearing up. We knew that there was going to be a much greater demand.
I'm praying that this will pass.
Without the services provided by organizations like Must Ministries, many SNAP recipients would be on their own.
We're not going away, and if we come down to the last can on the shelves, we're going to be here to try to help our community.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
And here in Ohio, Governor Mike DeWine signed an executive order that will provide $25 million to families on Thursday. This comes after the government announced that SNAP food assistance will be suspended amid the government shutdown. The order directs the Ohio Department of Jobs and Family Services to give $7 million to various food banks scattered across Ohio. It also diverts $18 million to emergency relief benefits to more than 63,000 Ohioans.
1 month into a government shutdown, the Trump administration are being ordered by federal judges to help pay for food stamp benefits. The two judges from Rhode Island and Massachusetts, respectively, say they reject the Department of Agriculture's claim that it couldn't use emergency funds during the shutdown. And today's ruling comes from one day before those benefits were supposed to expire.
And with that, we turn to our very own Stephen Strank, who has more on the government shutdown.
What do you have for us, Stephen?
Hi guys, today marks the day 31 of the U.S. government shutdown. It is getting intense over in Washington, D.C. Let's get into it. Speakers at a media briefing Friday announced a food assistance donation of $600,000 for those expected to lose SNAP benefits in Cuyahoga County. The SNAP benefits are expected to temporarily end until the government is reopened. This assistance comes after 31 days of the government being shut down with no end in sight. The Metro Regional Transit Authority will be temporarily waiving fares on bus routes for those that are losing access to SNAP benefits. According to Metro, passengers will have to show either their Ohio Direction, SNAP, or EBT card to be able to ride for the fare to be waived. The card holder must be present at the time of boarding to be able to have the fee waived. 7 Head Start programs will run out of funding on Saturday. Head Start is a federally funded program providing early education to prenatal through 5 years old. At Cuyahoga County Head Start, a donation will keep the Head Start program open until November 14, but after that, the future of the program is up in the air if the government doesn't reopen. Finally, according to polls done by ABC News, Washington Post, and IPSOS, a vast majority of Americans blame President Trump and the Grand Old Party for the month-long government shutdown. According to these polls, 45% of Americans blame the Republicans and 33% blame the Democrats. Many low-income families are worried about the shutdown due to SNAP benefits ending Saturday. That's all I have for you tonight. For KSTV, I'm Stephen Strank.
It's costumes and candy.
Or you can keep those young trick-or-treaters safe coming up.
Trick-or-treaters, stay safe.
It can be dangerous. Can you help me?
What you got there?
Will you help my mom?
Hey, crew, I'll give the first move to anyone who signs up to be an organ donor. How do you do it?
Easy. Just go to organdonor.gov.
More donors means more hope. Sign up at organdonor.gov.
tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is Kent Stater TV.
Your community,
your stories.
Welcome back. Though Halloween is a night of fun for most families, many parents are concerned over keeping their young trick-or-treaters safe throughout the night.
With that, we turn to CNN's Mandy Geither for more.
Day filled with carved pumpkins, costumes, and candy. But before you head out this Halloween, make sure your trick-or-treaters stay safe.
It can be dangerous for lots of different reasons.
Dr. Manisha Agarwal with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says there are 5 Halloween hazards to keep in mind today. First, costumes can cause a child to trip, so she says to make sure it fits properly. And if there's a mask, make sure the child can see through it. Second, nighttime visibility is a hazard, so make sure the trick-or-treater can be easily seen at night, even if their costume is dark.
Think about adding reflective stickers and other designs that might make it easier for your child to be spotted by people who might be driving by.
Third, being a pedestrian at night can also be dangerous. Agarwal says to stick to sidewalks, go over how to safely cross a road, and if there's a car, make eye contact with the driver before crossing.
It's also really important to remind our older kids and teens to stay off their phones. Yes, distracted driving is a thing, but so is being a distracted pedestrian.
Fourth, some candies can be a choking risk to young children, especially if they're running around. So Agarwal says to keep treats like hard candies away from little ones. And finally, watch out for cannabis, which can look like candy.
It's really important to carefully check the labels of your child's candy or any other goodies they bring home.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Many people are concerned over their health.
To help us stay informed on this Hallows Eve, we turn to our own Faith Nelson. Faith?
Happy Halloween, everyone. Trick-or-treating starts tonight, and with that being said, certain candy bars have been taken off the shelf. Zingerman's Candy Company announced a recall of 2 of their products due to health concerns. The Peanut Butter Crush and Cashew Cow full-size candy bars may have undeclared cashews and peanuts in them. According to the Food and Drug Administration, these candies pose a threat to those with related allergies. No illnesses have been reported since this came out. The Listeria bacteria linked to prepared pasta meals has grown. The ready-to-eat pasta salads and prepared meals supplied by Nate's Fine Foods were being sold at major grocery chains such as Trader Joe's, Kroger, Walmart, and Sprouts Farmers Market. The FDA said that 2 additional deaths and 7 new illnesses have been reported, along with 1 fetal loss. So far, the outbreak has sickened 27 people across 18 states and 6 people have died. New research suggests there may be a connection between autism and COVID-19. Studies show children may be diagnosed with other neurodivergent disorders if the mother had COVID-19 while pregnant with them. Researchers from Massachusetts General Hospital analyzed more than 18,000 births between March 20th, 2020 and May 20th, 2021. They found about 2.7% of children born to mothers who had COVID while pregnant were diagnosed with autism. Researchers also found a higher rate in boys than in girls. That's all the news I have for you today. With more from me, tune in next Friday night. With KSTV, I'm Faith Nelson.
Keeping you informed and ahead of the storm, this is your KSTV weather.
Welcome back to your second forecast of the night. Let's see what's happening for the rest of your week. Tomorrow, it's looking like it's going to be partly cloudy. Sunrise is going to be around 7:55 a.m., so don't be out too late tonight trick-or-treating, and so you get that good night of rest. It's going to be a low of 34. Wind is going to be around 9 miles per hour, humidity around 66, so it's going to be a lot like tonight, so just be prepared for that. Let's see what's happening for your extended forecast. Saturday, it's looking like it's going to be around 55, and it's going to go up to 58 Sunday, 56 Monday, and then it's going to go slightly up to 60 on Wednesday. It's probably going to be the highest of the week. And then it's going to drop all the way down to 50 degrees and then just a little bit up at 55 when we get to Friday. It's going to be partly cloudy throughout the entire week. The rain percent chance are going to vary throughout the week, so it's going to be around 7% tomorrow, 6% the next day, 15% Monday, and then it's going to go back down to 6% with, I think it's going to peak around 21% on Wednesday, and actually no, it's going to peak around 55% on Friday, and it's going to be not too rainy, but just in case, just pack that hat or umbrella and you'll be fine. All right, that's it for the rest of your week's weather update. If you want more updates, be sure to stay tuned with the Kent Stater TV. For KSTV, I'm Nick Sheffo.
Travel down to Florida to take on the Dolphins for some Thursday night football. We have who came out on top after the break.
They said cigarettes were safe. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens? Fact. More than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Go. You feel good about that? No. I'm looking at it right.
In yellow today, feel free to use orange, feel free to use green, feel free whatever you want to do. These are what I have in my refrigerator.
Students, especially those that are in CCI fondly enough, are going to be visiting there quite often. But does their reward program
Brush, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush your teeth. Every day and every night. Now it's your parents' turn. Here's what you gotta do. Let them have your toothbrush so that they can brushy brush your teeth. Good job, you're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that's it. Help your teeth stay healthy. Brushy brush with a grown-up every day.
This is your Kent Stater TV Sports Report.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, I'm no Zach Svensson, but I do have you covered with your Kent Stater Sports Report. We're starting here in the MAC as Veronica Kedronova was given the weekly MAC nod. The Mid-American Conference revealed that Kent State's golf Veronica Kedronova was honored with the MAC Women's Golfer of the Week, as well as the MAC Scholar. This comes after Kedronova's historic performance at the Landfall Tradition. Out of the 96 golfers, Kedronova finished at the top with a score of 13 under par 203. Kedronova was able to set a new program record for the lowest 54-hole score. The WNBA and the Players Union have reached an agreement avoiding a potential strike in the current bargaining agreement set to expire on Friday will be pushed until November 30th, according to ESPN and the athletic department. The disagreement started over how the league determines its salary cap. The WNBA is now offering a significant increase to players, but the salary cap will remain fixed if the revenue targets aren't made. And we're taking you to the Hard Rock Stadium where the Dolphins take on the Ravens starting out here in the first quarter. About 10 minutes left. Tua Tagovailoa connects with Taj Washington. The ball just pops out of his hand and he fumbles, and safety Alohi Gilman manages to recover the ball and picks up some yards for those Birds. Headed over here into the still still in the first quarter, 4th and goal in the red zone, 0-3 Fins, and Lamar Jackson makes the connection with Mark Andrews for 2 yards. Ravens take the lead, 7-3. Still here, moving on to the second quarter, Ravens continue to lead, and he makes another target with Mark Andrews. That's a 20-yard touchdown. Moving into the third quarter, Fins kicker Riley Patterson has a field goal, and Jackson fakes the handoff, and he finds Caleris. Ravens are dominating the Fins. Score is 21-6. Moving here is still in the third. Ravens are in the end zone, and Jackson connects with Rashad Bateman for a touchdown, 9 yards. Final score from Miami, 28-6. Now we're stepping off of the gridiron and onto the diamond. Game 6 of the MLB World Series starts tonight, with the Toronto Blue Jays leading the series by 1 game. Starting for the boys in blue, the Dodgers that is, Yoshinobu Yamamoto is pitching. Now, for the Toronto Blue Jays, it's Kevin Gossman. The game starts at 8 p.m. and you can tune in on Fox. For all major sports updates, be sure to stay tuned and catch Overtime, which airs tonight at 7. But if you missed that, we will fill you in on Monday at 8 p.m. as another edition of Sports Corner goes live. I'm Lexi Blatnick for KSTV Sports. Well, if you stocked up on Halloween candy, you probably noticed a price bump. We have the details and why coming up.
The solo stage with a player's the weapon that performed the best here was the drill whisper. Its ability to
Oh my god, he finally is like, I get it now. I get it. I have worth because I'm me. Yeah, and I really liked it a lot. Like, I'm not.
What are you staring at? How do you know it's me? No.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Well, if you haven't noticed a costume change, you'll see it here in a minute, folks. Today is Halloween, and if you're all stocked up on Halloween candy, you might have noticed candy prices have gone up at the register. Sweet treats are up by 11% compared to last year, according to a study. In addition to the higher prices, you can expect the variety bags to include more gummy candy than chocolate. That's because prices of cocoa are skyrocketing. Well, as you can see in my IFB, we're just gonna toss that.
Yeah.
What are you going for as Halloween?
Probably Clark Kent. You know, like just with a suit, but like a Superman shirt in there.
That's awesome. That rocks. Can you guess what I'm going as?
Joe Cool.
Joe Cool
Yeah.
from the hit show Peanuts. That's awesome. I was going to do Superman. I was gonna be Lois Lane. And my friend was gonna be Clark Kent, but she was like, no, that's like so weird. I'm like, it's not weird. It is literally the best movie of 2025.
Yeah.
But that is all we have for you this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in to Kent Stater TV at 6 o'clock. For more stories and updates, visit us at kentstater.com. I'm Lexi Blatnick.
I'm Will Hernandez. Have a great night, Coach County.
Hey there, welcome to Kent Core.
Kent Core.
Kent Core. To Kent Core.
How can you hate Star Wars?
Kung Fu Panda.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.